Our role has to be the source for information about the field and for leverage and influence in the field. We really need to be the association for theater and higher education in every sense of the word. But our mission and our energy have to be to really be necessary to the field, so that when people need to know what the trends are, when people need to know what to do about something, when people want to have influence on the field, the first thought needs to be, I'm going to turn to ATHA. I'm going to engage with ATHA. I'm going to engage as a leader in ATHA. That's where our focus needs to be, at building that kind of immediacy for who we are as an association, and then figuring out how to sustain that kind of immediacy. I'm a working class guy. That's where I came from. I came from a poor working class family. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I'm the only person in my family to have a degree beyond a bachelor's degree. So that part of me always I've always been sort of awkward about my role in higher education, because I've never sort of completely felt comfortable there. But at the same time, it's where almost all the best opportunities in my life have come from. So I've always had this kind of love-hate relationship with it, you know. I believe the role of the faculty should be a partnership role with administration, and I say that because I am currently a full-time administrator, and that's what my 12-month contract is, to be an administrator. And yet I retain my tenured position on the faculty of the School of Theater, and I teach once a year for them. So I still consider myself a member of the faculty, and I try to think like both, because I live in both worlds. So I always try to think like an administrator, and I also try to think like a faculty member. So for me, the answer is that it's got to be a partnership. I think ATHA was built as a grassroots organization that comes from faculty, not administration. I mean, the average member of ATHA is a faculty member seeking a professional association that serves them as a faculty member. I'd say the field of theater and higher education is at risk. Not the kind of risk that means it'll go away tomorrow morning, but it's at risk at becoming increasingly marginalized, as a number of fields in the arts and the humanities are, in a world where higher education is heavily under attack, is heavily being critiqued, where conversations are happening such as we should manage financial aid based on the field that one goes into. So people that are going to go into the fields that get the best pay, get the most financial aid. People that are going to go into the fields. We haven't done that yet as a country, but that conversation is happening. On the upside, what I do see happening in the field is that because of the conditions of challenge and risk, change is starting, it seems to me, to happen a little more rapidly, because people have a level of anxiety, they have a level of tension. And so I do see programs, and I talk to a lot of people whose programs are becoming more entrepreneurial, that are providing more flexibility. People are starting to rethink the notion of what role online education might play in terms of facilitating the kind of people that engage in the field. So the upside is that we get creative when we feel at risk and when we feel there's tension facing us. And so I guess that's sort of the two sides of the picture for me right now.